Alright, how's it going, everyone? We're here back again for the SPDL Season 3, week number 5, I believe. Yeah, week number 5. We are 1-3 after taking over a team that was 0-3 with a minus 11 differential. Ended up getting a 5-0 last week against the rain team, so that was a good start. And then we changed up the team a little bit. I gotta be honest, this team looks like garbage, like my team, not my opponent's team. It's just like I didn't notice that I already had a dragon on my team, so I picked up Komodo, and I already have Latios. I didn't even notice that. Same thing with Nihilego. Like I'm like I need a poison type to deal with fairies a little bit better. And that was before I even realized I had 2 dragons. And I picked up Nihilego when I already had Whirlipede, which isn't that big of a deal since Whirlipede is not exactly the strongest Pokemon on the team. So it's nicer to have a little bit of a stronger poison presence for fairy types. But yeah, it is what it is. We're just kind of fun with this league and, hope to grab as many wins as possible. We are in the lowest division out of 4. So that's, hopefully we'll be able to string some wins together. I believe it's an 8-week league, so we're probably going to have to win out. Or maybe we can lose 1, but that's still going to be pretty tough to make the playoffs if we do want to make the playoffs, which of course we do. So yeah, well, let's go over my opponent's team real quick. He's got the Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Uxie. What is going on downstairs? Sorry, Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Uxie, Kartana, Mega Glalie, Porygon 2, Hitmontop, Reboot, Greninja, Vigavolt, and Electrode. Pretty fun team. I just realized Rising Voltage Electrode might be an issue if it gets that, because he has 3 electric types. Trying to, I guess, abuse the electric terrain. But yeah, that's his team. Again, just as a reminder, our team is Latios, Rotomwash, Whirlipede, Serena, Lickitung, Entei, Steelix, Komodo, Nihilego, Mandibuzz, and Togekiss. That is the team skis. Let's go into what I'm bringing. First up, here's Latios with the Colberberry. Basically, because I want to live a hit from Greninja, man. Also, I can live like a scarfed knockoff from Kartana. That would be pretty cool. If he runs like Sucker Punch on Hitmon, if it's like an offensive Hitmontop and he runs Sucker Punch on it, I'll be able to take that a little bit better. So, but mainly for the Greninja, because I won't be able to outspeed it unless I get a Tailwind up. I had 3 attacks on this set, and I'm like, I really don't want to run Mystical Fire just for Vikavolt. And I guess Mega Glalie, but I don't stand on that anyway. Well, no, because Aura Sphere hits it harder. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I really didn't want to run Mystical Fire just for Vikavolt, so I didn't, I could run Roost, I could run Calm Mind, I could run, Defog, but I just decided, hey, let's put Tailwind on there, because on the off chance that we're in against Kartana, and I know it's Scarfed, and I still have the Colberberry, I can, take that with the Colberberry, take the knockoff, get a Tailwind up, and then we can outspeed the entire team, which will probably be nice against things like Garchomp if it's a Scarf Chomp. We'd outspeed that with the Tailwind. We'd outspeed Tapu Koko with the Tailwind. We'd outspeed Greninja. We'd outspeed Electrode. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to have fun with it, so why not just put Tailwind on there for the heck of it. So yeah, that's the Steelix. I've never really used Tailwind either, so yeah, that should be fun. We have the Steelix here for basically his electric types. He's got Tapu Koko, Vikavolt, and Electrode, so we're SPDL to be able to take those hits a little bit better. We can also take hits from Glalie pretty well. Uxie will be not that effective against us as long as we get a Toxic off on it. We have the Stealth Rocks to set up Stealth Rocks. Earthquake just hits a lot of things in general, and I put Head Smash on there to hit Vikavolt because I didn't feel like wasting time going for Toxic against it, and I didn't really need anything else on this set. I just wanted to get, try to get a strong Head Smash because it's a really strong move. It's basically a stab. It's like Earthquake because Earthquake gives me a stab boost because it goes up to 150, and this is like a rock type move kind of. And I don't take recoil because I have Rock Head, so that's good. All well and good. I guess I can also hit Glalie a little bit hard. Well, no, because it does way more than Earthquake. I don't know what I'm talking about. And yeah, then just Toxic, just because if I'm against UC, I can Toxic it. If I'm against Porygon 2, I can Toxic it. I thought about running Body Press, but I decided that because I'm specially defensive and not physically defensive, even though my defense is like huge still, I decided just to run Toxic. We might end up changing Head Smash to Body Press just to hit Porygon 2 a little bit harder, but at the same time, Porygon 2 doesn't do much to us at all, so as long as I get a Toxic off on it, I'm in a good position. Next up is our Lickitung, physically defensive to kind of deal with Garchomp, as well as Mega Glalie, as well as Reboot. And yeah, just Oblivious so that I don't get taunted, so I can still Wish. I don't really need an own Tempo or Cloud9, so Oblivious is the next best, obviously, because it's the only one left. Wish Protect just to support the team a little bit better. Ice Beam so I can hit Garchomp really hard so I don't get set up on by Garchomp. Because if he's like sub SD, Scale Shot, Earthquake, that could be a huge problem for my team. I know Garchomp is coming. I have 2 Dragon types, and if he gets set up a little bit, that could be a huge problem, like with Scale Shot, or if he's just like Scarfed, that could be a problem. So we do want Lickitung there, being able to Ice Beam it, keep it in check a little bit there. Next up, we have Physically Defensive Entei, 2 physically defensive mods, because I don't really trust Lickitung to take on Kartana, or like Hitmontop is the main one. I want something for Hitmontop. I have the heavy duty boots in case we are not able to keep rocks off the field. So I got Toxic, Extreme Speed, Sacred Fire, and Roar. Initially I had Will-O-Wisp over Toxic, but I decided, you know what, is that 3 Toxic users? No. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm not having 3 Toxic users. That's kind of silly. I'm going to put Heal Bell on this. I might change it to Seismic Toss. I just noticed. See, this is why I do these team builders, because I realized that I have 3 Toxic users, which is just silly in my opinion. I think you should have 2 at the most, unless you're against like a really toxic weak team, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, this Pokemon is mainly here for Kartana. I figured it's kind of redundant to have Will-O-Wisp and Sacred Fire on the same Pokemon, because Sacred Fire has a 50% chance to burn, so that's like 20% more than Scald, so we're in a good position to try to burn things with that if need be. Only 8 power points though, so we got to keep that in mind. I don't know if he has any pressure users. It doesn't really look like it upon first glance. But yeah, then last but not least, we have Roar. In case if we're able to keep rocks on the field, being able to phase things out is really good. A really good position to be in. Tapu Koko gets Defog, Kartana gets Defog, Hitmontop gets Rapid Spin, and Vikavolt gets Defog. That's his hazard removal. So yeah, and if he does bring Hitmontop, this is kind of the Pokemon to deal with it. Next up is Serena. We are an offensive Serena because after 1 Rapid Spin, we're doing a lot of damage to a lot of Pokemon. What is this? This will outspeed a Garchomp, because I didn't really want to run Jolly and try to outspeed Tapu Koko once I'm at, well, this is, once I'm at +1 at least. With the Rapid Spin, we can boost our speed, and yeah, we don't have to worry about priority moves because of Queenly Majesty, which will basically block us from getting hit by Glaglie's Ice Shard, which is awesome. And yeah, because once we get a Rapid Spin up, if we're at +1 speed, we're outspeeding that Glalie, and he will probably try to Ice Shard us. And then he's going to say, oh shoot, I can't Ice Shard you. Wide Lens is great here because both of these moves are really important to have, and they're both 90 accuracy, and boosting my accuracy by 10% is basically going to make these 99% accurate, which, of course there's still a chance to miss, but we're going to hope that we don't miss that. And this is 85, so we have 3 really strong moves that are, they're 120 basically here, as long as we hit all 3. And then we have 130 and we have 120. So really strong moves and not perfectly accurate. So I think the Wide Lens is a really good investment there. But yeah, once we get to +1, we're really hitting things hard. And this is a set I've used in the past, and I really like this set. with Serena at least, getting a rapid spin up and then having 3 attacks. Problem is a lot of times you run out of move slots. You want to have triple axle for dragon types and flying types. You want to have power up because it's stab or drop kick. You want to have high jump kick because it hits a lot of things as well. And you also want to have knockoff because knockoff hits, for example, Yuxi. I can't hit Yuxi too hard because I don't have knockoff. And it also gets U-turn, which is awesome. You love to have the taunt there as well. You love to have recovery with synthesis. So this Pokemon really suffers from 4 move slot syndrome in my opinion. But yeah, once we get a +1, I won't be able to outspeed Koko or Greninja. So we got to keep that in mind. But we do have a little bit of bulk. Maybe I take a hit from one of those. I mean, we'll probably be able to take a hit from Tapu Koko. If it's like a Life Orb Greninja with Ice Beam, that might be a problem. But yeah, that's our Serena for the week. Hopefully this thing puts in work. Finally, last but not least, we have Komodo. I consider running a special set because my only special attacker on this team is Latios. I do not consider Ice Beam Lickitung a special attacker. So I consider like a Clangorous Soul plus Throat Spray to boost my special attack. And then I can just kind of fire off special attacks. The biggest problem with that is that I don't really hit Tapu Koko with much. If I do run that, like on the special side, I could run like Clangor Soul, Boom Burst, Clanging Scales, and like Aura Sphere, right? But then I don't really hit. I mean, I can hit Tapu Koko with Boom Burst, but I don't know. I just feel like the Clangor Soul, because of Clangor Soul taking a third of my health, I want to be able to recover some of that health with the Drain Punch. I'm running leftovers as well to give me a little bit more recovery. And yeah, once we're at +1, we do a lot of damage to most of his team. He will probably bring Yuxi. I think Yuxi's a good bring for him. But of course we do have Steelix there to deal with it. We could probably even beat it with Entei with Toxic. We just gotta make sure we don't burn it because then it could be a real problem. It doesn't get like recovery though, and he doesn't have Wish Passers, so yeah. I mean, as long as we chip it down, we should be able to clean up with Kamo. I mean, +1 Adamant really hits a lot of things hard. We're outspeeding a max speed Tapu Koko just to make sure. I mean, I know it doesn't really give us that much bulk, but we have great natural bulk with this Pokemon anyway. And once we get to +2 or +1 with on defense and special defense, we're pretty bulky there. So yeah, we're just gonna hope he's not Scarf Chomp, and if he is, so be it. But yeah, man, I mean, if we're able to Drain Punch and get health back, and basically negate the damage that Clangor Soul does to us, we have the Earthquake for Tapu Koko, and we should be able to go in late game. So this is definitely not a Pokemon to bring in early on, and as long as we're able to weaken Yuxi, I'm really predicting that Pokemon to come as long as we have enough health to live Ice Shards from Mega Glalie. But yeah, that is the plan. The plan is to win. I might tinker with the Lickitung. I don't really know if I want to run Toxic or Heal Bell on this. I might just run Seismic Toss because I got to be able to hit the Glalie. Because otherwise I don't really... I mean, it can Earthquake both of these. That's the biggest problem with that Mega Glalie. And given that I have 2 Dragon types, he's probably going to want to bring that Pokemon. And 2 Flying types, yeah. Mega Glalie is for sure coming. So, at least I know that. At least I know Garchomp's coming. I know Mega Glalie's coming. Tapu Koko is also probably coming. Those are the 3 Dragon weaknesses. And I've got 2 Dragon types. And I've also got 2 Flying types. And Electric and Ice both hit Flying. So yeah, it's kind of a tough matchup. But I think we do have the tools to get it done if we're able to play around his offensive threats and hopefully get Toxics on things. So with that being said, I'm going to cut to the battle. Oh my goodness, 14 minutes and some change? That's crazy. Alright, hopefully the battle's like 10 turns and you don't have to sit there for like half an hour. Alright, I'm going to cut to the battle right here. Wish me luck. And yeah, I'll see you there. Alright, here we are with the battle, going up against Woex. And let's see, what is his team name? I don't even know. Let me stall so that I can tell you. It is the Gibby Gibbles. That is an epic name. My Discord profile used to be Gibby. It is no longer. It is someone far more superior. Moving on, we have a team against us. He's got, he brings the Uxie, Tapu Koko, Mega Glalie. For some reason, I'm not pronouncing my G's very well today. I don't know what that's about. Greninja, Kartana, and Garchomp. Okay, so I was expecting, basically in the team bio I said I was expecting at least Uxie, Koko, Ninja, no, Uxie, Koko, Glalie, and Chomp. And probably Greninja, but I also thought Porygon 2 was going to come. That didn't come. He did bring the Kartana, which I prepped pretty heavily for as well. So nothing out of the ordinary, honestly. It was a pretty expected team, I suppose I'd say. But yeah, looking at the team matchup, I'm thinking probably I could lead either Latios, Steelix, or Lickitung. Lickitung, if I'm predicting Garchomp, I could lead with Lickitung and get a big Ice Beam off. By the way, I changed Psyshock to Psychic on Latios, so it doesn't really make a huge difference at all. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind, I suppose. So yeah, I can lead Lickitung if I'm predicting Garchomp. I can lead Steelix if I'm predicting either Uxie or Tapu Koko. Latios was really not a good option, no matter what. So never mind, either Steelix or Lickitung. I decided to go Steelix because even if he leads Garchomp, I could still pivot into Lickitung and kind of play off of that. I have Rapid Spin if he wants to lead Rocks as well. I have Rapid Spin on Serena, so we should be good. So let's go ahead and start the battle right now. I'm going to lead with the Steelix, and he leads Tapu Koko. There it is. Perfect lead for me, really. I mean, I'd rather him lead Tapu Koko than Uxie because Uxie could Stealth Rocks, whereas Tapu Koko basically has to U-turn unless he wants to go for Nature's Madness. But then he'd be risking him dying to an Earthquake. So he U-turns out into the Uxie as I get Rocks up. And here I'm just going to get a Toxic off because as he gets Rocks up. So that's fine with me. I'll take that any day. First, 3 turns here go really well because this turn he's going to U-turn. I basically really know he's going to do that. So I'm just going to Earthquake and get a solid amount of damage off on Garchomp. He doesn't show leftovers, so he could be a few different things. He could be Scarfed, he could be Life Orb. I don't really know yet. So he goes for the Toxic. I'm assuming predicting the Lickitung, which is a good play for him. I believe I just fire off a Wish because I don't think he's going to stay in here. Yeah, so I just go for a Wish. And here I can get in Entei pretty safely. I have the heavy duty boots as well, so no matter what, I'm going to be able to take any hit this thing wants to go for. I am physically defensive, so that's good. He goes for knockoff. This damage tells me he's basically Jolly Banded. That's the only way he could do that much damage without showing that he's obviously not Life Orb. He would have taken damage, so he's Jolly Banded there. He switches into Garchomp and gets the burn, or I get the burn on him, which is awesome. That basically means I can stay in here and click another Sacred Fire. He was obviously upset about that. I would be too, but it's a 50% chance. So, it's like it's coming. If you're gonna complain that it's gonna burn, then I can also complain that it didn't burn, if that makes sense. And then I miss it, even though it's 95% accurate. So, it is what it is. I probably wouldn't be staying in against Greninja anyway there, so it doesn't really make a huge difference in the game. He goes for U-turn as I switch into Lickitung. And then I go for Protect here because I know he's banded at this point, so I want to see what he locks himself into. Turns out he's predicting the Komodo there. Went for Psycho Cut, so I'm just able to get in Steelix really safely. And I just click Earthquake here because I didn't want to predict. I knew he was going to switch because he was locked into Psycho Cut, but I didn't want to predict specifically what he was going to switch into. So yeah, I just wanted to go for the easy Earthquake there. As he now goes into Greninja, and I'm just going to sack the Lickitung to get in my Latios because I didn't really want to sacrifice anything else. If I go into Serena, he probably just Ice Beams the next turn. So he's going to switch out here. I'm assuming he's predicting me to have a Culper Berry, maybe. I know I can take any hit, even an Ice Beam. It won't feel good, but or actually, he probably thought I was Scarfed there because he hard switched and didn't go for U-turn, or maybe he just didn't want to risk it. I go for Draco against Uxie just to get some damage off because that's the one Pokemon I need to whittle for Komodo to sweep. He brings in Greninja and goes for the Dark Pulse. I'm able to live it. With the Culper Berry on 5%, I'm able to knock him out with Aura Sphere, which is awesome because Greninja is actually a huge threat against my team. If you look at it, I really don't have much for it. So being able to knock out that Pokemon was really good. He now goes into the Glalie. He was this guy Woex he's a funny lad. Um, he goes for Ice Shard. I was tempted to bring Serena just to show off that I don't get hit by priority moves, but that didn't happen. And basically, I'm able to go for Sacred Fire and kill something, or do a lot of damage to something. I knock out Uxie there, so he now brings out the Koko, and he makes a good play here by U-turning. I didn't want to really risk Entei dying to that point. I probably should have, though, because, at this point, Rapid Spinning is probably not going to happen with Serena. I thought it might, but it's not really worth keeping Entei around, so I could have just stayed in there. And now he brings in Kartana on my Steel. This is a big problem because if he goes for Sacred Sword, gets a +1 plus the Choice Band, this thing could end up running away with the game. So I had to sack off Latios to not give him a boost. And at this point, I'm free to just go into Komodo. I know he has to switch because he locked in the Leaf Blade. I can just click Clanger Soul and basically sweep. And, as long as he didn't have Shucka, which even if he did, I don't know if he lifts that. So yeah, that is going to be the game. I'm just going to be able to, Ice Shard's not going to do nearly enough to knock me out, and I can just Drain Punch twice and win. So, ever since like the beginning of the game, I knew that both of my offensive threats, Komodo and Serena, had a good chance of winning this game. The problem with Serena is it's a little bit slower, and I would have had to Rapid Spin twice to outspeed Koko. And that's why I really never brought it in to get rid of it. Because not only, would you be getting rid of the rocks, but you get the speed boost. And Serena was a huge threat against my opponent. Once I was able to weaken Uxie, I really could have brought in Serena. But the problem with that, like I said, was I would have, after one Rapid Spin, I still would have lost to a Koko. If it had a Brave Bird, it would have probably killed me. It could have just U-turned as well against me. So I would have had to get 2 Rapid Spins up, which would have been more difficult with Serena. Than just getting out one Clanging Soul with Komodo. And I knew, once I saw that Kartana was banded, I'm like, I'm just going to get it in. As long as it's not locked in a Psycho Cut, I can just get it in at any point and set up on that. So that is what I did. Looking at his team, it's not easy to set up with Komodo. He, Uxie could probably just Toxic or Thunder Wave me, or just Psychic me and get me in range of, Ice Shard Glalie. Tapu Koko can obviously kill me, make a Glalie, outspeeds me, and hits me with Body Slam. Garchomp can do a lot of damage to me, obviously. Banded Psycho Cut Kartana, Ice Beam from the Life Orb Greninja. There really, there really were not many times I could set up with Komodo, but I got it in, and I was able to get the job done. So we get a 4-0 victory here. We are now 2-3 with a -2 differential. So coming back on him, we're slowly making our ascent, if you can call it that, with our wacky ass team. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will head into week 6 and hope to continue our success. So once again, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video.